Meta reallocates paychecks upward. Mark Zuckerberg figures out the only thing cheaper than employees, leadership. And one of the show's biggest fans makes a guest appearance. To be fair, I was going to hell long before I started this show. All that and more on this special episode of The Layoff Desk. Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Becker, and welcome to this special edition of The Layoff Desk. Each week, I highlight the absurdity of recent job losses and hopefully bring a little humor to an otherwise soul-crushing period of time. I also share legit career tips to those who have been impacted by layoffs. So, let's get started. This week, Meta sharpened the blade again. Like human beings were just corrupted files slowing down the system. Calendar invite, 5 minutes, and a face on the screen reading from a script. But here's where it really gets grotesque. At the exact same time, those jobs that are being erased, executives were being rewarded with massive bonuses, some up to $900 million each. So if you got laid off at Meta this week, understand this. You weren't part of the failure. You were the cost of making sure that failure still pays. Let's stay with the Meta platforms and its hoodie-wearing overlord, Mark Zuckerberg, because apparently reality wasn't dystopian enough for the Zuck. In what sounds like a rejected episode of Black Mirror, Zuck is reportedly training an AI version of himself to sit in on meetings and give employees feedback so they can feel more connected to him. I shit you not. More connected to a bot. What are you people doing?
What do you mean, you people?
Think about that. You're getting a performance feedback, not from your boss, but from a digital puppet trained on his personality. Which, let's be honest, in this case, Zuck's personality is probably 60% machine learning and 40% sunscreen. Wait, hang on. I'm being told that Zuck might be right here. A recent survey found that 15% of Americans said they'd be totally fine for working for an AI boss. 15%. That's not a fringe group. That's 1 out of every 7 people saying, you know what my career's missing? Less humanity. Keeping with the theme that some tech CEOs have gone way off the reservation, there's this tool. He's the CEO of Perplexity AI and says that layoffs are actually good because most people hate their jobs. Yeah, nothing says employee wellness like a surprise exit interview and COBRA paperwork. Honestly, this is next level CEO thinking. We didn't cut costs. We cured sadness. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. Look, I'm not saying what he allegedly did was right. I do think there's a good chance he walks because this whole case has been mishandled. I am saying that when you have CEOs mocking employees who have been laid off or managers like the one at an Amazon warehouse who made employees continue to work while their dead coworker laid on the floor, don't be surprised if the U.S. starts its own Arab Spring. Of course, quoting that great American philosopher,
of course, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
On to this week's career tip. And we got you some help. That's right. Kevin Bacon can be the key to landing your next job. I know what you're thinking. Bill, your Ambien fried brain has really gone off the rails. Maybe. But this is legit. Have you ever heard of the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? The idea that everyone is connected by just a few people. Google it. But this is the reason that this is all relevant, because one of the most overlooked moves in a job search, asking for a referral. I'm not talking about your friends or professional contacts. I'm assuming you're already doing that. No, go find someone who's already working at your target company and ask for a referral. And before you think, well, why would they help me? It's because a lot of employees get paid to refer you. And I'm talking real money, thousands of dollars. So you're not asking for a favor. You're offering an opportunity to put cash into someone's pocket. A referral doesn't just help. It jumps you to the front of the line. So stop applying like a stranger and start connecting like you're already in the room. That's it for this week. Be sure to sign up for the Layoff Desk newsletter and Twitter. The link's in the comments. And tune in next week for another edition of the Layoff Desk. Dirk, take me home.
Shut it down!